And now to another great discovery along this beautiful coast, a better known part of the Guysborough County perhaps, Sherbrooke Village. Cindy Day, our own Cindy Day, took a step back in time and she's going to take us there right now.
What a beautiful day for a walk down Sherbrooke Village. Helen, thank you very much for joining me. What do you do here at Sherbrooke Village?
Well, we interpret history. So heritage is very important, and so we want people to know why the village of Sherbrooke started along the St. Mary's River.
And why is that?
Well, the St. Mary's River is very long, 110 kilometers, and it passes through 5 counties. And so in the early days, when we were a timber town or a logging town, you can imagine in the spring the river would be really high and flowing down would be all these logs. And so we were making our money through that. But then, of course, other things happened here as well because we had so much beautiful wood. We were shipbuilding here.
All right.
There was a shipbuilding yard right here where you see this anchor.
Imagine.
Yes, there were 3 and that of importance. And then, of course, along came the gold around 1860, so that changed things. It was just across the river in a town called Goldenville. So,
and speaking of the river, I hear that there are fish, or at least there were fish in that lovely river.
yes, this was a special place to come fishing, fly fishing in particular for salmon. We even had Babe Ruth come here.
The Babe Ruth?
The Babe Ruth.
How exciting.
These are long poles, so 14 feet or more.
To fly fish the salmon.
Yes, and when you go into the boat shop, which is right there, you'll see the kind of special boat that you have for fishing salmon.
Fantastic. Now you mentioned briefly the program, the historical program that you're part of. What happens? Can families come here? What is involved in that?
Well, we call our program the Hands-On History, and that is because we want children to participate so that they involve all their senses, sight, smelling, tasting, and all those things. And so we invite them to come for 48 hours. You can do a 1-day or a 2-day. We dress in costume, and then we go around to each of these buildings, and everything that they make, whether it's a hammer or learning to tap and die, or a beanbag, a toy, they take it home with them at the end of the day.
Oh, interesting. Now, speaking of costumes, I'm told I have my skipping shoes on. Tell me about ladies and skipping.
Well, if you were a lady at that time, you were not allowed to run, and especially young children. So what we have discovered is that you could skip, and the boys could keep up with the girls.
Could you show me how?
They couldn't run. So here we go. We are in the Hands-On History program. You get to skip down
So
the
I'd
street.
like to skip off to the pottery shop and see what's going on there. Let's do
let's.
it. Okay. I made my way to the potter's shop, the pottery shop, and I'm joined by Betty, who's a potter here at Sherbrooke Village. Betty, what role did the potter play in the 1800s here at Sherbrooke Village?
Well, the potters in the 1800s were very important because they provided every family with the functional kitchenware that was used in everyone's home, whether you were upper class or lower class. So this is earthenware clay, and it was used to make the redware pottery. If you were a little more well off, then you could import your fine china from England or France. But most people couldn't afford it, so they would just use this type of ware.
Beautiful. How long does it take to make a piece of pottery, or a tumbler, or?
Well, anything takes a minimum of 21 days. So to take it from the wheel to the finished, it would be 21 days. And first you have to let it dry, and then you have to fire it in the kiln, and then you have to glaze it and refire it. So
A lot of work.
a lot of
hard
yeah.
work. Does it get hot here on a warm summer's day in Sherbrooke Village?
It can get quite, yep.
I'll see what I can do about that.
Good.
Thank you very much, Betty.
You're welcome.
You're looking at 2 beautiful Canadian horses, mother and daughter, and it's such a civilized way to get around, Helen. I've enjoyed my visit here so much, and people watching at home are certainly welcome to come and do the same. Tell us about the hours here at Sherbrooke Village.
Well, any day to come to Sherbrooke is a wonderful day. Come and plan to spend the day with us, starting at 9:30 and up until 5 o'clock. And if you're not able to finish in that time, come again the next morning.
It sounds perfect. I'm getting a little bit hungry. Let's head off to that great cafe with all the homemade foods.
Oh, that sounds wonderful.
Thank you very much for your hospitality, Helen.
Oh, we've really enjoyed having you, Cindy.
It was my pleasure.